Hey Superstar, it's Gavin Speaks. Here are 5 dangerous things that you should never do with spirituality that I personally wish I knew sooner. Number 1 is you never want to think or believe that you are just human. You are more than just your brain. You are more than just your thinking. You are more than just your emotions. We live in a reality where we are limited to 5 senses, or so they say. I believe we have more senses. A lot of us are clairvoyant or clairsentient or claircognizant or clairaudient. We are able to tap into certain psychic abilities, and for some reason we know that someone's looking at us, and we turn around and we see that they're actually looking at us. How do we know this, right? There are more senses that we haven't tapped into, and there's certain aspects of our DNA that hasn't been activated. When I personally took the ayahuasca, certain DNAs were activated, and I was able to start speaking light language, which is something I'm not going to go into right now, but it's another sense, it's another skill set in terms of spirituality. And so we assume, or we think as human beings, that we're just human, right? We are more than human. The school system teaches us that we are limited, right? The indoctrination of the system teaches us that we are just human beings and there's nothing beyond that. I want to invite you to realize that your soul is much grander than you think. I want to invite you to realize that you have a team behind you, right? I want to invite you to realize that you have your ancestors, you have your guides, right? You have your angels, right? You have a support network in the spiritual realm, and it's important for you to tap into that and realize, actually, I'm here for a reason, more than what you think. Now, we want to acknowledge and realize that as a chosen one, we are here for more than just a 9-to-5 job, right? We are here for way more than that, all right? There's a grand awakening happening on the planet as we speak. People are waking up and they're no longer believing in the system, right? And more people are going to wake up over time, right? It's only a matter of time now. And so things are getting better. Things are improving in United Kingdom right now. They're getting rid of all restrictions, all right? Things are changing because people are speaking up, right? Government popularity is going down. And so they're chasing, right? They're chasing, they're scared. And we have to understand that, again, our thoughts, our emotions are very powerful, but our soul, our connection to the Most High, our connection to unconditional love is the grand power that we need to acknowledge and realize. And when we step into that power more and more, we'll realize more what our mission is here on earth. And the sun is shining in my face right now. I can hardly see my camera. It's so bright. I'm at the beach in Dominican Republic, and it's beautiful to be here in this human flesh body. But I know that I'm more than this human flesh. I know that I came here for a reason, because I've tapped into certain psychic abilities, certain senses. I've tapped into the realm that you cannot see. And now I know for sure that I am more than just human. The second thing that you should never do, the second dangerous thing that you should never do with spirituality is never, ever forget the goal. The goal is unconditional love, right? I want you to acknowledge and realize this. Let me explain real quick. Every single action you take, you're watching this video right now, just clicking on this video and watching this video, the reason you clicked on this video is because you're searching for more love, okay? Every single action you take in your business, in your career, in being here in the Dominican Republic on the beach, is because you want more love. You want to experience more love in your life. Let me explain this a little bit deeper, right? People will get the new iPhone, or people will get the new Galaxy, or people will get the new computer, or people will get the relationship, or people will seek out things in the external world because they are seeking more validation, more significance, so that they can gain respect and eventually love, right? They want to gain something from the external world, and it's always leading back to love. If you always question why you are doing something, the question of asking why, it will always, every single time, without a shadow of a doubt, reach back to love. Every action you take is because you are seeking more love in your life. Now, unconditional love is of the fifth dimension. Unconditional love is where you came from. Unconditional love is infinity. Unconditional love is God. Unconditional love is the Most High. What we've got to understand about unconditional love is it works in, well, what we understand it as, it's just good stuff. No, unconditional love is negative stuff too. And so the way unconditional love works is that we experience pain and we experience pleasure, right? But unconditional love doesn't see it as pain and pleasure, it just sees it as is, all right? And what pain shows us is it shows us more love, right? We need that in this dimension to understand where we're going back to, where we're headed to. And that's why it's important to raise your vibration and focus more on love. The goal is love, right? The goal is peace. The goal is to feel more love, right? The only answer in our reality is love. Every single time. What does the system do? The system tells you the opposite. The system distracts you from love. The system gets you to focus on your IQ, on your brain, on your ego, on your education, on your job, on your money, house and all of this stuff. And it takes you away from the heart. It takes you away from love. Love is always first. The feminine energy is always first. Your heart is a feminine energy. Your heart is the first organ. Notice I said first organ to grow in your body, right? The heart represents love, right? So the heart is the first organ to grow in the body. It represents love. What does that mean? Love is always first. The feminine dynamic is always first. The masculine dynamic is always second. And so in this reality, we have duality and polarity, meaning opposites. The opposite of the heart is the brain, okay? And what we tend to do is we put the brain first instead of the heart first. It doesn't mean this is less important. It just means this is where the core is. And this brain is used to navigate this reality. Does that make sense? In our reality, for the most part, everything comes from the feminine dynamic. And you notice women have babies. Everything comes from a seed or an egg. That is the feminine dynamic. Whenever you have food without the seed, chances are it's not real food, right? If there's grapes without seeds, I can tell you that is not a grape right now, okay? We have to understand fruits have seeds, okay? And when we can deep that and realize that, they're taking away the fertilization, they're taking away the female dynamic, they're trying to destroy it. Now you realize, actually, I need to focus on the goal, which is the first goal, which is the initial goal, which is the only goal, which is unconditional love. Never forget the goal with spirituality, okay? For me, I make money, I make a living, I have a business, I help people, I transform people's lives, I do all of this stuff. But the core of what I do is I teach people to get back to their soul. I teach people to get back to themselves and not giving away their power, which moves on to the third thing we should never do. The third dangerous thing we should never do with spirituality is we never, ever give away your power to anyone or anything. You are powerful beyond measure. You do not understand. The ego brain cannot comprehend the level of power that you have. Okay, you can tap into it more and more, and you can switch this brain and wire it in and tune it in a little bit more, but it doesn't truly understand the depth of your power. You are very significant here on this planet, but we've been told that we're not significant. A lot of you have a mission here. A lot of you have come here and selected parents that are narcissistic, abusive. You've been in abusive relationships. You've been through traumatic experiences with money and all of this stuff. This stuff ain't happening by accident, right? There's a reason for it, okay? And it's here to cultivate your power. However, guess what? The system has taught you, hey, this bad experience is a bad experience, and this is traumatic, and this is hard, and I need to hold on to all this stuff, and I can't forgive these people, and I can't let that go, and this person did this to me, and this person did that to me, my family's this, my family that, point finger, instead of taking responsibility, the ability to respond, going within the self, and seeing how this is being manifested, created. Because I can tell you, through my own spiritual journey, everything comes from within. And the universe is always teaching us to focus on what's within and healing it. If you heal your past lives, if you heal your karma, if you heal your subconscious patterns, if you heal your auras, if you heal your chakras, if you're healing all of this stuff and you're letting go of certain thought process, certain emotions, certain beliefs and ideas and ideologies and all of this stuff, your life will completely transform. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but what I'm saying is here, you have a lot of power and you never want to give that away to anyone or anything. The third thing I want to show you, the third dangerous thing that you never want to do with your spirituality is you never want to compare your journey to someone else's journey. Stop comparing to those people who you're seeing successful, making the money, having the happy life, especially on social media, right? Especially on social media. Some people are faking it, and the way social media works is an algorithm. So if you click on something and you like something and you comment on something, it's going to build, the algorithm is going to build a world around what you're viewing, what you're clicking on. And so now you start seeing more success, more people traveling, having fun, having freedom, having all this stuff. And so your world or your brain thinks that everyone has success, everyone's making progress, everyone's happy, everyone's fulfilled. This is not true, right? This is like a few % of the population, right? It's very, very small. Hardly anyone's made it, so to speak, right? And this is what we got to be careful of. And then we're judging our lives based on what we're seeing on the social media. Okay, social media is not reality. Social media is not facts, right? Stop comparing your journey to other people. Your journey is your journey, okay? I have a member in my group, all right? And she has this saying, right? And it goes, stay in your lane, mind your business, and eat your vegetables, right? Stay in your lane, mind your business, eat your vegetables. And basically what that means is stop focusing on what everyone else is doing. Stay in your lane. Put that tunnel vision on what is important to you. Stop focusing on what everyone else is doing, what everyone else is achieving, what everyone else's level of consciousness is or mindset is, or I wish I could be more educated, or I wish I could talk more like Gavin, or I wish I could be like this person, or I wish I could be like that person. It's very, very detrimental to the self-esteem, and that's why you want to put blinders on. And some of you, you know, you want to just stay away from social media altogether because it's going to be very healthy for your mental health, right? So this is what we got to acknowledge and realize is that comparison is the detriment to your self-esteem, your power. You need power in this reality. You need ego-based power in this reality, okay? And you need spiritual-based power too. But if you feel like you got a lack of self-esteem, it's going to hold you back from achieving what you need to achieve in this lifetime, right? And I'm sure you want to graduate. I'm sure you want to ascend into the 5D, right? I'm sure you want to be that being that you know you can be. It doesn't happen from looking at what everyone else is doing and trying to figure out what you need to do. The way you figure out what you need to do is you step into your heart space, you step into your soul, you step into your light, your truth. You got to stay in your lane. The fifth thing, hopefully I said the fourth thing last time, but the fifth thing that you never want to do with your spirituality, really, really dangerous, is never, ever compromise on your sovereignty. Your sovereignty basically means your territory, your space. You hold space in this reality. You have territory here on earth. You have body, flesh, mind, soul, spirit, heart, organs, all of this stuff that's going on in your body right now. And this is why I mentioned you need to know how powerful you really are. You are not human, right? You are more than just a human being. And when we can understand that, we're not going to give ourselves away to the government. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you, if you knew what a birth certificate really was, you would never sign up for it, okay? And that's the thing. We have to educate ourselves and realize what a passport is, what a birth certificate is. We got to realize that actually the system is trying to bury us, hold us down, and keep us in this dimension. There are certain beings on the planet that want to keep us here because this is all they can experience, right? And so they're jealous in a way of the true beings, right? They're jealous of the people who are more of the light or more of the truth, all right? And so we gotta take back our power and realize that we have territory, okay? And your territory, I'm talking about government, but I'm also talking about the interactions with your friends, your family, your time, your energy, your frequency. You want to protect your energy and your vibration at all costs, right? Even if you have to move to another country, right? Even if you have to move to another country, in a new space, a new area, a new environment where you can have peace and harmony, figure things out, and not making things about money. Money, yeah, fair enough, it helps us survive and it helps us function in the system. But, when you focus on money too much, it takes you away from the reason you're here, your power, okay? And I'm sure you know that you're here for more than just the law of attraction and manifesting physical things, all right? Manifesting physical things is secondary to being in your heart space, all right? The ego can want all of this stuff all it wants, but it just keeps you in the illusion. It just keeps you in the matrix. It just keeps you stuck. It just keeps you as a hamster on the wheel. It just keeps you following what everyone else is doing. You want to go the opposite way to everyone else, right? Because that's where your truth is at. And there's a big hornet right in front of me right now. And I wonder what the significance of that is. Now, I'm not sure if I said the numbers correctly on these things that are dangerous with spirituality. I'm glad that I learned them. I'm glad I have the opportunity to teach you, from my experience, what can really transform your life. Now, what I'm telling you and what I'm sharing with you is real deep, because there have been some very traumatic things that have happened to me during my spiritual process. And I haven't dived into them and told my story about in this video. I've kept it more on a positive level where you just do the steps that I'm telling you. Never give away your power. Never compromise your sovereignty. Never compare yourself. All of these things can lead to dangerous things happening with your spirituality. And we want to be in our own space, in our own energy. And that's where life becomes transformative. And as always, I would love to support you on your spiritual journey. You want help, you want support, you want to heal your past, and you want to raise your vibration, then I highly recommend getting a free energy reading and a manifestation diagnosis session in the description. Where you resonate on the vibrational chart on screen right now will determine how well the law of attraction works for you, how you can navigate this reality a little bit better, how to be able to transcend into 5D without all this weight you're holding on to. This karma, the past, all this stuff can be removed, okay? And you can become a new vibrational frequency, okay? So get the free energy reading and the manifestation diagnosis session, the links in the description. Check out my previous video over here, and you can check out my 3-part series on how to raise your vibration correctly over here. It's an unlisted playlist. And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.